because I'm like, fuck this shit. If they programmed these NPCs to be killed so easy, what the hell?
I don't know. I guess because Whiterun's kind of.
Well, White runs a trading hub, you know.
Yeah, it is a training hub, but it's like there's like one particular character. You remember that one area where you couldn't kill that one guy?
Oh yeah, I remember
That
that
guard,
one.
I forgot his name though. He was in Mondo, whatever it's called. That it starts with an M. Mordor, Mondor.
I don't remember
I
myself. It's been a
think
long
it,
time
it
since I've
was
done
in.
that.
You couldn't kill him. I tried to kill him, but he couldn't die. He was just. He
Oh,
did,
you're talking about the Khajiit guy, Maik the liar.
no, not him.
Oh,
Not Majik the liar. It was another one. He's like one of those
oh yeah, you're talking about the guard guy.
from Mordor or Mondor, whatever that place is
You know,
called.
I mean, there's a lot of the names in these games that's so hard to remember.
Yeah, and it's like you try to stab the guy, he doesn't die. You killed him with full damage. He's still alive.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, this game has a lot of stuff that's so hard to do. But yeah, but personally, but yeah, I mean, actually another point I want to bring up about the game. This game has some of the best visuals in a fantasy game I have ever seen.
It does. I just hope they make another type of Elder Scrolls,
Yeah, I would love to see one after this.
or another Fallout, possibly.
Actually, Fallout 5 is in the Fallout 4 is in the works.
It's probably a rumor because a lot of people were
No,
like,
it's actually it's been confirmed.
"It's been confirmed." Yeah, because
Yeah, it's
a lot of people were
they say
asking about that.
they
Yeah.
say the next Fallout is supposed to be taking place in Boston.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Boston, I thought they were gonna do Houston, but never mind. Because you remember that movie that guy did, right?
Yeah, yeah.
His name is George Gandino. I actually met that guy. He's a really nice guy.
Really now.
Yeah, he's a really cool guy. He made a movie for Fallout Houston.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was actually a pretty good. It was actually an okay movie. It wasn't like the best movie. I know, but I understand where he's coming from.
I can too.
George
And I've seen the
Gandelo or
movie.
Gandilo. If I can't pronounce your name, I'm sorry. I met him once and his wife. He's really a good guy. He's a big Fallout fan.
Oh, there's actually a fact I actually wanted to say about Skyrim.
Hmm.
Two of its designers actually died of cancer before seeing its full development.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's one of its lead animators, and one of its actually both of them were I think were animators that never got to see the game's full release.
Okay.
Yeah,
That
and
sucks.
both of them I think
But
died within 6 to 7 months before
well,
this development.
at least now at least they'll know they'll probably see this in heaven that the game is a big success.
Yes, despite very few shortcomings, I hope in heaven now that they see it, that they get to see that this game is doing so well. I
Okay.
mean,
So, what would you give this game?
personally, 9 out of 10. For one reason, the only strike I have against it is the vampires killing the NPC so easy,
And the bugs?
and a few bugs, some hilarious, some detrimental.
Yeah. I'll agree with you on that one.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna make the NPCs killable that easy, you don't want to put them in.
Yeah, because there's no point in killing off important characters in the game unless I kill them.
Yeah, pretty much.
Unless I kill them first.
Being a total jackass.
Yeah, being a total jackass is one thing, but killing them is like, nah, that's not gonna happen. All
Yeah.
right, let's go ahead and begin. Let's begin with another subject here. All right, we're gonna go ahead and bring up about a game that you wanted to bring up about, and that's called Bombing
Yeah.
Bastards.
Bombing bastards. And as the article we've seen in Nintendo Life, this Falmouth Bomberman clone is blowing up the Wii U eShop soon.
Yeah, it's like I never really played Bomberman.
You know, I've only played a couple of the games. I found them interesting.
All I seem to remember was the, Bomberman 64.
Which I actually still have my copy of.
Oh, really?
I still have my copy of that.
Yeah, this game has been talked about. Some people were talking about this game. It's like, okay, this has multiplayer. This has everything that you would want included in this game. It's like strategy.
Yeah, basically key features being 5 picturesque worlds with 30 wicked mazes, a huge bestiary of critters to blast, a multitude of items and power-ups to collect, 5 hellish bosses whose punishing difficulty will only be matched by the satisfaction you'll get once you beat them, a hilarious single-player adventure where you help witty Dr. Wallow get rid of all the critters and become the ruler of the galaxy, a fully customized battle mode for 2 to 5 players using the gamepad, Wii remotes, classic controllers, and/or pro controllers, over 10 minutes of caustic comments from Dr. Wallow, voiced by David Goldfarb, the voice behind multiple characters in Mario Kart 8, and 7 famous pieces of classical music electronically butchered by Samuel Safa. Each of these you'll find in this game.
Yeah, and I think most people would probably be excited about this game because people were dying for a Bomberman game.
And this, I think this will get people's fix.
Yeah, because a lot of people were like, "Oh, we want another Bomberman game. We want something else, like another challenging game that would actually work with them." Yeah, I think most people would probably enjoy this game.
And yeah, I mean, for those, it's a game for those who want to challenge. I mean, like me,
Yeah.
I'm a bit of a brain myself. Puzzle games like this are fascinating.
Yeah, and the thing is that, I guess a lot of people are probably missing the Bomberman game. I hope someday it would come back, but then again, not right now. But then
Yeah,
again,
and
they'll probably
and-
accept this as another.
Yeah, and actually, there has been rumored of a name change in the near future when this comes out.
What?
Like I said, due to Nintendo's family-friendly nature, they may change the name.
Okay. Yeah, they probably would. They would probably call it Bomber Robot or something like that. Bombing
Who
Robot or
knows?
something. Yeah, they probably would. They probably would call it Bombing Robot or Bombing
Or bomber jerks.
or Bombing Bot
Yeah,
or Bombing Bot 5000.
who knows?
Who knows? They probably would be naming it like Bombing Terrorist Robot. Terrorist
But yeah,
Robot.
I do want to bring up an interesting point that I didn't mention, that David Goldfarb, who's actually doing some voices in this, who voiced several characters in Mario Kart 8. I mean, I think it's the same guy who did the sounds for Mario, if I'm correct.
He probably did. It's the me, Mario. Thank you for playing Nintendo 64. Who's next?
Yeah, it'd be interesting to actually know if he's the one who did that.
He probably did. I don't know. He also probably did the little, Yoshi sound effects like or something like that.
Yeah, and actually, Bombing Bastards. Actually, this kind of brings up a little bit of curiosity to me. Like, what kind of critters would they include? What kind of different little characters?
I don't really know, but we'll find out when it's released. When is it going to be released?
Actually, they haven't actually set a release date for it yet, but they say that it's maybe soon that it comes out.
Okay. So, we'll go ahead and bring up another subject, which is Beast Fury.
Yeah, Beast Fury. It's a project on Kickstarter. It's a 2D fighting game that what I want to mention, the furry community might really enjoy.
Yeah, this game I would probably consider, but then again, you have to realize they did this a long time ago.
About a year ago, actually.
Yeah, they did this on Indiegogo.
Yeah, the Indiegogo
They
campaign.
started out on
around,
Indiegogo, and they actually funded it. They actually funded it at $20,000. $21,000.
Yeah, 20,000, but the funding got screwed up when things got misallocated.
Well, from what happened.
They misallocated the funding in the animation, which is what caused this big delay.
Okay, so they couldn't really hire the animators to do this.
Yeah, and I'm actually looking up the mistakes they made for the with the animation right now.
Because it's kind of weird though.
Yeah, it is kind of weird.
Because usually animators can just be like, there you go.
Yeah, and like they're having so many problems with animators for Beast Fury right now.
It's like, okay, you guys are actually doing making a fighting game, so why are you so worried about the animation style? Okay, because we want to do a good job with it, which is understandable. But I remember seeing Skullgirls.
Yes.
Skullgirls actually had animation issues, but they still managed to pull it off.
And I actually found out I actually found the problem they had. They misapproximated the funding for the animations incorrectly, and unfortunately wound up spending most of their money on one character's animation after both reframings and revisions.
Yeah.
So basically, Vincent was initially animated for 24 frames per second instead of 30 frames per second, and they
So they kind
yeah.
of didn't. So they probably weren't really experienced in the gaming.
Yeah, and the remaining funds were spent on Don's rough animations.
Okay, so let's go ahead and show you guys the pictures of the game right now. I'm gonna go ahead and show you what they probably did. You can see right here. That's the art.
Very beautiful looking, by the
Yeah,
way.
it is. And there's also images of this. Like you can see by the background, they were working on this.
Very, very hard, in fact.
Yeah, but you could look at the animation and everything. It's like they probably should try to improve Vincent a little bit more.
I would think so too. And I mean, Vincent looks really cool and all, but they could have done a little bit better with the character design.
Yeah, because a lot of it is like it looks okay. It looks like they kind of they could have hired that one guy.
Yeah, they could have hired.
They could have hired the guy who did He-Man, that He-Man video game.
Which would actually would have been interesting if they did that.
Because he would actually make the game happen. Because he actually developed it for which I remembered he actually did a pretty good job with He-Man. I was like looking at it going like he did his research, he did everything.
He really did.
And I was like playing that game. I was like, this is so fun. I can't believe it was such a fun game. It's just, whoever you hired to do the animation for this, I think you probably you're getting ripped off by them. That's how I feel about it.
And actually, one point I want to bring up about the Kickstarter project, they have 222 backers, and this is one of the problems I can see with it. They're asking for a pledge goal of 45,000.
They need a lot more money than that.
They really do. They're only up to like 11.
They're only asking like from a low budget standpoint. But
Yeah.
I understand that, but you also have to say, hey, you need a lot more money than this.
And right now they're only up to 11,073
Because
Australian dollars.
if you're gonna ask somebody to do this, to animate the pictures and everything, like I understand. Hold on, sorry, wrong one. You can see right here the image right here.
Mm-hmm.
You can see the characters are pretty cool looking.
They really are. I mean, very expertly done for anthropomorphic characters.
I know, and they actually did a pretty good job. When you showed me the character shit, I was like, okay, this is pretty interesting.
Yes, and actually, on the 6 different characters I saw, I mean, that's some amazing art.
Yeah, they should have hired somebody to animate them, because I'm pretty sure if the guy who did the He-Man game would probably
Did
do
this,
this
I mean-
game, because from what I understand, they're hiring they're amateur animators.
That's true. I mean, for such a low budget game, it looking so good at the moment, they could have done some. They could have done more with hiring better animators.
Yeah, and it's like they didn't really. I don't know why they're spending so much on the animators when they could have just been like, okay, here's the